Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement.
In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear.
Very well.
Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today.
You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls Miss Dee Vasquez to the stand. Miss Dee Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? Dee Vasquez. This is gonna be weird because they both have very similar voices. Dee Vasquez. I'm the producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2? As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here.
Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. The day of the murder. Okay. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12, sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later, when we all went to Studio 1. That's all.
I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you.
The van. There's a van at Studio 2. That's why I tried examining it. I don't know if I will include that in the episode, but I tried to examine it. There's nothing new. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, while with the monkey's head toppling over. Van added to the court record. Yeah.
I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Yeah, this is it. This is where it all comes to a head. A little before noon, meeting began at 12 and ended at 4. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a little bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said about you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. He's trying to defend her. And she's like, shut up. Let's go to here. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. That he does it? Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. He's like, oops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I in front of the trailer. I'm sure you'll find some of the. Sorry, I'm just like taking things in. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she had said. Oh, right, yeah, we've seen this before. Proof that she didn't eat the steak. Okay, wait. I'm just gonna press everything she has to say. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh god. Okay. Rehearsal at Studio 1. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4, and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think. Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Did I press this one? Hold on. You had Cell take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Cell take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. Okay, I need to present something. I need to save it. I've actually figured out a loss here. Maybe it's this? Because there's no bones on the plate? Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not.
What's this now then? Now, Mr. Wright?
Look at this.
It's a plate.
This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. There's no bones. Yeah, yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. I was just thinking earlier, just a moment ago, I was like, I wonder what Miss Vasquez's like angry face is gonna look like. Because she's always so chill, you know? Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too! Okay, I have to say that. Wait. You ate the bone too! Nick, are you sure? I mean, I love steak, but even I don't eat the bone. Hey, I don't eat it either.
Mr. Wright, I too love the bone.
Can I try that again? Like, oh, it actually just allows you to do it again. You ate boneless steak. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like they had incinerated.
I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Picking on salmonella. I want to do that. I want to like every now and then divert, but I'm not going to do it like every time. Because it'll make the episodes take way too long. Meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai.
Order! Are you saying...
Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. I don't know if that's quite right. From what I remember, but I don't actually quite remember how this plays out.
Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous?
What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I'm pretty sure you couldn't, could you? I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. This is what I've been trying to allude to this the whole time. Ever since we first went to the... I mean, you'll see.
What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body.
I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as a murder weapon. Oops, no, don't check it. It's right there. Present.
Wrong, Mr. Wright.
But I haven't said anything yet.
I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence.
Oh? What? Right, okay, here's the real... Wait. Wait, what? Well, I mean, this, you could use this as well. I'm jumping the gun again. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? I thought this would actually come up earlier, but it never did, so I thought it wasn't going to come up.
Order, order!
Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Driving a spear at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer?
I can. That's what I was trying to do before when you said I had wrong evidence. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the murder weapon was?
I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then.
Just, look at this photo.
What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing on the top of the stairs. Order, order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with our current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago happened again. Has happened again. Almost word for word.
Mr. Wright, continue.
It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss Dee Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way he had caused another man to die. 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my scriptwriting staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer, all in a space of 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time.
Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with this body?
She couldn't deal with it. Or she had another way? I feel like those both have the same meaning. She had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance... Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do that deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Ugh. Interesting. Then let's hear it.
Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body.
It's what she just said before. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body into Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. That's actually why she got Sal to take her. It's because, that way they would beat everyone there, drop the body in the costume, and then when the others got there, they could, you know, they could just, say they found it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. Use the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. I win? Everyone's just like, what? What's happening? This courtroom's silent. So what happens next? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost. Something like that. I just said that. Wait, so you mean Dee Vasquez? So it was you! You killed Jack Hammer. Everyone's just silent. It's like, well, what now? Say something. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did, Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle? You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? What? I mean, yeah.
Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Of course it's as the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. Oh, what do I do now? Testify again? Testify again, or you did it, Vasquez? Testify again. I'd like you to testify again.
Testify again?
Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before, the truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions and get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. Come so far only to fail? No, not fail yet.
As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness,
Miss Vasquez. Oh? Edgeworth objected?
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't.
He's like, damn it, we need to continue this.
So, see, that's the thing, is that, like, I think our pressing constantly at Edgeworth makes him slowly, I don't know if he does ever become a good guy, but I feel like throughout the story he becomes more reasonable. He becomes more like, yes, I do need to actually find the real killer instead of just, finding everyone guilty. And so, like, this is like an example of that, where he's like, he wants it to continue. He sees what we see. And so he's like, shit, I've got the wrong person. I need to switch tactics.
I see, very well.
Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You're the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about?
Well, yes, indeed. Verily, I say, ergo. He's trying to think. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body.
After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one that said he always gets the guilty verdict? After all that? Edgeworth. Yeah, he's changing. He's coming to our way of thinking, which is really cool. After finding the body, I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and the direction notes. Then I went home.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. After finding the body. Okay. I'm a little, like, not sure where I'm going with this. I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Chris Hatter. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet.
Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help.
Oh, what did I just say? I did not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes. You should try listening to what people are saying, boy.
Boy? The witness will continue her testimony.
System was there too, only Powers was absent. I'm just gonna press her on everything. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember? What? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Ugh. Chris Hatter. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person?
I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his Steel Samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers.
Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez.
Continue testimony. Immediately called the police and Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then silence, dead silence. Like this. Silence. Hey Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Good Lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. Oldbag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Prasada. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning that the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. That's very suspicious. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved, thus they covered for us. Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot riding on it, with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I'm pressing her on everything. The script and your direction notes? The script and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Press harder. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? But no, that doesn't make sense.
Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue.
No, yeah, I was gonna say Edgeworth is gonna object. I wanted to object, but Edgeworth did it for me. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Yeah, it's like, why would she say that? That's like so glaring.
Order, order! Mr. Edgeworth! What have you just said? What you've just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or you think you have a career change to defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, yeah, because he's understanding. It's like, what am I doing? Why am I only trying to find the one person guilty? Like, I need to find the real killer. That should be my job. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Yeah. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would not be no rehearsal.
Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. Ah, okay. Yep. Yep. Press her on that. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal the director? Okay, what have I got to do with here? I'm gonna find something to present. The music's really fucking awesome. I don't know where to press. Oh, I don't know where to I don't know where to present. I'm at a loss. No, not right. Fuck. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does not. I don't know what to do. It's fuck. Help. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Completely lost. I'm trying to find something. And I suddenly thought, they said they didn't notice Powers isn't there, but if he was gonna be there for a rehearsal thing, wouldn't he wear his suit? This might be wrong. Yeah, I think it's wrong. I actually have no idea what I'm gonna do. I've pressed everything and I haven't found anything where I can... Like, there are questions that I would want to ask, but I don't have any evidence to, like, present anything. I'm sure I do, but I don't see the link. I have nothing. I have no idea. I might have to look up the solution because I'm just gonna have to keep failing presenting over and over again. I'm gonna have to look it up. I have no idea. I don't see it. Oh my god, I fucking... I said... I didn't even... I somehow... Oh, no, okay. Yep. I somehow missed it. I somehow missed that... How did I miss that? How did I miss that? God damn it. She says, I knew that Hammer was injured, but it wasn't Hammer who was injured, it was fucking Powers. How do I prove that? I don't have the, like, scene where they're showing that... Because they keep talking about, Powers injured himself during training. I don't have that as, like, an option. I think that's it. Like, if I had that piece of detail, I wouldn't be confused. I wouldn't have been as confused here. I thought I did that already. I thought I actually tried to... I looked it up again. Oh my god, I keep missing it. I'm almost certain that I presented this. I was so certain I'd already presented this. What the hell? I mix up the names, but like I'm pretty sure just from my random trial and error, I freaking presented this to the statement. Or maybe I presented it to a different statement. You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I completely missed that. I would have been stuck here. I was legit stuck here for about 20 minutes, just like going back and forth, repressing things over and over, and the only thing that would have helped is if they had said that, like, when you press the new statement, it's like if Maya had kicked in and said, like, doesn't that seem odd? That would have been the only way for me to do that better. I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? There we go. Okay, back into it.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's actually because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending. One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it. It was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who injured himself. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez, you saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Ah!
And when he was doing this, well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning.
Order, order! I will have order!
Witness, can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Ugh. Why the real killer is always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it is unclear to the court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
I think I can. Because I think I know, yeah. Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. It's this. It's something to do with this, isn't it? This is my proof.
This is the photo from before.
This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With Dee Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, Dee Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was. I like that Edgeworth is working with us. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We're talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed Dee Vasquez, not the other way round. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. Wonder what you say. I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
Reveal evidence? Okay. Allow me to present to the court evidence proving Miss Vasquez's motive. Do I just represent this?
This is my proof. And this tells us why Miss Vasquez wanted to kill Mr. Hammer?
I'd say all it proves is that the defense attorney has completely lost his marbles. Oh, no!
Find your marbles immediately, and I'm afraid I have to penalize you. Oh, no!
Nick, we're so close. Think this one through, please. I struggled with the last one.
Mr. Wright, I'll ask you again. Please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
What is it? What's the motive? I don't remember, honestly. Okay, I saved it before. She had no motive. She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's up now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. Ah, there we go, yeah. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Okay, I forgot this is the way it was going. See, I told you, like, this ending is, like, vague for me. I don't remember it. Your Honor. Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. She snaps her freaking smoking pipe. So you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. That's it. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What happened here? Manuel fell from this. See, I thought we might be able to get this earlier, like with some piece of evidence or something, but I couldn't get it to line up. Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel? Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, how could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please don't die, please. That was in her mind. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Yeah.
Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
It appears you have brought about yet another miracle.
I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty.
Yeah. That was all to prove Mr. Powers not guilty. It wasn't even convicting Dee Vasquez, but it's two birds with one stone.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna get the backstory for this at the end here. I hope that the episode isn't too long once again. I've been recording for nearly an hour and 40 minutes. It took me so long to figure out some of those pieces of evidence.
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but it's sad. I now know that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder. It makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
Yeah. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammond wanted to be put the blame on you because... This? It's because you were the Steel Samurai.
Because I was the Steel Samurai?
Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kids' show, and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you.
I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time.
I think you're missing the point.
Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over.
So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP!
Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and...
Aww.
Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Ah! Nick! Edgeworth!
Oh. He always looks so angry, but...
Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk.
Huh?
What? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of yours, of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, I would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. This is where... I remember this because the Game Grumps pointed out how, like, there's, like, so much, like... it's just, for want of a better word, like, homoerotic, like, undertones to the Phoenix Wright and Edgeworth, frenemyship. Unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. But it's like, it's because he's doubting, the whole point of that is that he's saying, he's now doubting his morals. And that's what we've made him doubt himself. Because he had that idea that it's like, I always must find everyone guilty, that way no one gets away with murder, or no one gets away with anything. But by doing that, he's finding people who are not guilty, and actual murderers are going free, and he sees that. And that's why he helped us in that case. He's like, he could see so clearly, it's like, well, Dee Vasquez is clearly the murderer. She's clearly a bad person. Like, and Will Powers clearly is innocent. Like, the evidence has already proven that kind of fact already, like, before then, but they just needed that last step. And so suddenly he's like, but that means I have to lose to get the person who's guilty convicted. And that, like, messes with his like, motto, his meaning.
Mr. Wright, was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me, what's the deal with you and Edgeworth? Yeah. And so, the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids' shows again. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure they yeah. Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're gonna watch it with me, right? I'll admit it was kind of a surprise. I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. Wait, he's playing the lead again? In Pink Princess? I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real willpowers. I'm guessing the idea is that this Pink Princess and the Steel Samurai are like buddies in like partners. I want to say partners in crime, but I mean like partners in fighting crime. That was the end of 10 About Samurai. And now we've got the next episode, but I won't start it. I will save progress and we'll pick it up right from the saved file. Oh, that got so dicey. I mean, I got really stuck in the end of that one. And now we're in the part of the game that I have zero knowledge of. I don't know anything about the next episode at all. And this is the last of the proper original episodes of the game. So it's going to be the hardest one to do. We'll make the next episode a nice short one, because it'll be the start of a new chapter. But until then, if you like what you saw, hit like. If you want to see more from me, then subscribe. I'm not even going to start it. I'm going to start the actual episode, the next episode, in the start of the next episode. It always annoys me when games use the word episode as their like structure, because it makes it really confusing, because I do episodes of the game. If my episodes don't line up with the game's episodes, then it's very confusing. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until the next episode, in both meetings, of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.